Julie, this is not the regular stream. I want to make a short video ahead of it to explain something. So if you're in now, don't be surprised if I don't respond to comments, etc. This is just to explain. I'm answering a question that came up on YouTube. So what I want to talk about is the way I use pop mute and why I do this. Now, I think I've explained this somewhere in the streams before, but always uh, I don't always repeat it over and over again, and I don't actually post every single line that I go through. So there's stuff that you may feel that is missing, and or that you may not be able to find because I didn't post it somewhere or something. So let's take a random line here now. This is just to use as a sample. I'm not going to do actual cleanup, but I'm going to talk about why I do what I do with pop mute. Now, we'll just take this part as a sample, just to make this really clear and easy. I'm going to take this much, and we'll go ahead and repeat this a couple times so that we can, there we go. Okay, so that we can see the difference physically, because this is going to be the way it's going to be now. Now I'm going to call this one 6.2, because that's what I'll use on that one. I'll call this one 6.6. And I'll call this one 5.1. And, I'll call this one 6.24, because 6.24 is actually the default when you first open pop mute. Now, not when you first open it in a day, because it changes itself every time. But the first time you install it and you open it, it's likely to be at 6 and minus 24. This is what the numbers are that I've written there just to keep track of. Because it's aimed at specifically dealing with pops, which are usually an excessive spike in the middle of something else, and the pops you want to get rid of. I have a better way to get rid of pops that works to my ear better, but this is what I do with pop mute. See, if you go 624, anything that is above 6 down from the top will be taken down by 24. Now look at that. Okay, so everything got brought down by 24. Now, this is now, which, as you can see, is not only excessive, but it creates a very weird sound pattern, because everything that's just below 6 from the top is just left where it is. So if you listen to this...
Ha! The exhibit. Ha!
You see what I mean? So that's the excessive version. Now, the way I do it, I use minus 6 and minus 2, and then repeat it, because that slowly brings it down a little at a time, and as each portion comes down under that 6 cutoff, it is no longer taken out. If you ran, and that's why I'd rather do that repeatedly. Now, if I did 6.6 and did it one time, it comes out different. Now, when I'm really fine-tuning, like when I'm doing an audio book instead, and I'm doing like the last pass, I actually do minus 5, minus 1, and bring it down slowly. It's even slower bringing it down, but it's more fine-tuned. Now, if we look at just this much here, well, that's, once it's that wiggly, it's hard to see, really. You see how, this one isn't that different from this one. There's some differences, but this one is definitely different, because the parts that only needed to come down 2 here came down 6 anyway. So it's not as smoothly fine-tuned. It may not sound all that different all the time.
Ha! Ha!
But there will be times when you'll start to lose more. And ultimately, if it goes to the crazy end, you end up with it going like that. So that's why I don't bring it down 6 and do one pass. I bring it down 2 and do 3 passes, or bring it down 1 and do like 5 passes. It's all in how much you want to do, how where the compromise is between it still sounds good here, versus it's more fine tuned this way versus oh my god, that's horrible. Anyway, I hope that explains that. Now I'm going to end this and go on to the regular stream.